Okay, I'm recording.
Maybe we should do it facing this way.
But then it's too bright. I'm not vibing with too bright. Alright, I'm ready. Ready for it! Sorry. She got scared. She actually got. That's the first time. Well, that's the first time. Like that before.
That was so funny.
That was passionate, right?
She's so bad.
She was like. I gotta like zoom in on your face when I did that. I know it's cold.
You're making me right now. Stop. Look at the things in my eye. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. You're gonna make me throw up my throat noodle.
My stomach is so upset right now.
Welcome back to Muscle Mommies. This is episode 24. I'm Olive.
And I'm Nona.
And we missed you guys.
Yes!
Today's episode is a good one. Me and Nona just came back from like grabbing something to eat right before this. And we were basically like, our conversation was about mindset and mindset tips. So we were like, that's such a lovely episode because we have so many things that we can provide you guys that have helped us with our mindset. And we want to share those with you guys today.
Yes. We have a lot of topics to cover, but bro, first of all, let's start with what we did today. So Aref, if you guys follow her at Indichi on all social media platforms, you would know her obsession with Vietnamese coffee.
It's something else, dude. It's actually something else. I love coffee. So I'm a coffee lover. And if you love coffee, you love the taste of coffee, but you also like something sweet, Vietnamese coffee just hits. And
How did you find that place?
I've been going. It's this Thai restaurant I've been going to, or I went like once to just grab. I think it was like fried rice, and then when I went there, I was like, damn, like I can tell when I've had a caffeine shortage in the day. As someone who consumes so much caffeine, I can tell when something like I need a little bit more. Like I get headaches. It's not good. I have withdrawals for sure. So I was like, okay, I need to get coffee. And I see their only option was Vietnamese coffee. And I asked the lady, I was like, is this good? Like, is it popular? Is it yummy? She goes like, yeah, it's just really strong. So I was like, ring it up. And she rang it up. And it was literally, it's the perfect, extremely strong, but extremely sweet, right? Like when you think really strong coffee, like I think black coffee, like I can't have just black American coffee because I don't think it tastes good. But this is so strong, but so sweet at the same time. It has like condensed milk in it. It's so yummy.
Yeah, and then she took me because I was like, I'm curious. Like, this girl's passionate about this Vietnamese coffee. So I was like, bro, like, let's go today. You show me the coffee. I want to try it. We go in. I tried it. Truly, like, it hits different, bro. And safe to say, I'm now a passionate fan as well.
You're gonna see her like at that same Thai
Same
restaurant.
spot. Literally, I'm like, Araf inspired me. I'm here for Araf.
If you guys see me sponsored by this Thai restaurant,
Literally.
imagine like I'm an affiliate.
Literally.
You can say Indichi at the front desk.
For 5% off or 10% off. Oh my
Funny.
god, literally.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I love that.
Food is yummy too. We just had like a bite
Yeah.
there. Super yummy.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Bro, me and Araf, we're like the same, bro. Like, I went and
Actually.
I got, like, my first thing that I got was this soup that I've never tried before. It was, oh my god.
Coconut
I forgot
soup.
the name, but it was coconut soup. And I've never had coconut soup. So I was like, it's interesting. Let's give it a try. Tried it. I personally, it wasn't the right thing for me at that time. I don't think my taste buds were vibing with the taste like at that moment. So I didn't really like it. And it was like literally like I only took like 2 sips. So it was full. Basically untouched in some sense. And I was like, bro, I can't do this, like low key. And I went up to the front and I just ordered drunken noodles. And I'm like, bro, like why didn't I just tell them I didn't like it, you know?
Yeah, because restaurants
like,
usually don't care about stuff like that.
Yeah, restaurants are like totally okay with like just switching it out. And like everyone that I go to dinner or whatever, like go get food with, if they don't like something, they tell them and like they swap it out, which is like basically like the normal thing to do. But bro, with me it's like I can't let them know that I didn't like their soup. Like they put their blood, sweat, and tears in that soup.
That's how
so I'm like
I
I feel
feel.
disrespectful if I do that, and I'm just I didn't have the heart. So I was like, bring me up for that noodle, bro. Bring me up for that noodle, because this coconut soup ain't it right now.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because our rep's the same way. You want to tell her? Tell
Yeah,
her?
I ordered. I this is the one thing that I cannot change about myself. I have ordered. If I order something and it comes out incorrectly, I'm just gonna write it through like the entire way. So I ordered chicken noodle soup and they gave me beef. I'm not a big fan of red meats. I can only eat red meats usually, like unless it's a steak. Other than that, like from my home, something about it, like I don't like eating out, but it was like a beef noodle, so I just didn't like eat the beef and I just ate the noodles. But like there was no chance that I was gonna go tell them.
Literally. And I'm like, bro, why are we like this?
Yeah.
We're like so kind.
Dude, once I went to Subway and I got steak or something and I said no cheese, but they put cheese on top of it and they melted it. And I shit you not, I literally just like ripped it off. I just opened my sandwich and just ripped off the meat with the cheese.
No.
Yeah, like I like pulled it off, all of it.
Oh my god.
And I just ate it like that.
We're
But
just-
it's dumb. That's a habit that I think we need to change.
Yeah, we need to like speak up.
Especially if things are messed up, like
Yeah.
in our order. I don't think it. But you know, have you guys ever seen that thing? Like, I need a boyfriend who's gonna do it for me. Like, it
Yeah.
says girl who doesn't say when order is wrong, boyfriend who always defends her order.
Literally.
That's what we need. That's what we need. One day.
One day. Literally. Yeah, that was funny. Anyways, let's hop into the mindset, because you guys know us. We love mindset and self-improvement and stuff like that. It's a huge part of our lives and create us to be the individuals that we are. So the first thing that we would talk about is confirmation bias. So for those who aren't familiar with confirmation bias, it's a psychological term that basically, for example, basically confirmation bias is a bias in which you get attracted to, or you're attracted to, information that basically confirms your beliefs
That you already have.
So like, for example, if I think that red wine is good for me, and I go to the internet on Google and I'm Googling, is red wine good for me? I'm gonna find all these articles supporting that, yeah, red wine is amazing for you, like keep drinking it and stuff like that. But I'm never, why am I having a brain fog, bro? This is the thing of the anesthesia for my wisdom teeth removal.
That's actually wild. Yeah, she's in recovery mode.
I'm in
just
recovery
give her-
mode.
She
I'm a little
buffers
slow.
a little bit.
I'm
It's okay.
buffering.
It's
But,
okay. We'll be patient. Go ahead.
But like, you should always look at both sides. Like, if I'm always looking at red wine is good for me, that's going to confirm my belief of red wine is good for me. But what if red wine is bad for me? I would never know because I'm not searching that up, you know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's important to, especially if you do research, man. Like, I think it's important to not ask a question with an implied conclusion. Like, you should never search, is red wine good for me? Or why is red wine good for me? It should be red wine's relation to health. That's
Exactly.
it. You know, like super unbiased. And like, it's a good thing to have, to be unbiased when you're learning about things, or even like when you're talking to people, when you're having an argument with somebody. It's so good to be unbiased, because that's when you'll be the most level-headed. That's
Exactly.
when you'll get the most information. Because for someone who thinks red wine is good for them and is only searching up things like that, they will only ever know the positives of red wine. But someone who searches things unbiasedly will have a lot more knowledge than this other person.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you'll be more intelligent if you look at things from an unbiased point of view.
Exactly. Like, have an open mind. And I feel like with anything that you do in life, always look at both views. Don't ever be one-sided, you know? You're going to grow your mind. You're going to view life differently in some sense. And you might improve yourself as an individual, which you will do. Because, like, if you're looking at both sides, you're going to learn more and be able to have a more straightforward opinion instead of just a one-sided opinion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for example, like, let's say if you're a Republican and you're only watching Fox News.
This is so crazy, because I was just about to bring up politics. So I'm so happy you touched that. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? I'm glad that we're bringing this up, because there was a study. I I forgot the name of the study, but there was a study in one of my psychology classes that we read in regards to politics, and like there's extremities on both sides. So there are some like the right side and the left side, but at the end of the day, when they had like an unbiased like survey, they found out that they actually shared a lot of similarities.
Right, especially in America, right? That's how it is in America.
So we're all like one person, but because like,
by the way, when did you take this survey? Because I know this survey is reoccurring.
Yeah.
And as of lately, though, the opinions have been more split. Isn't that crazy? Like
No way.
over the course of like the last few years, or like few as I'm talking maybe like 5, 6,
Mm-hmm.
4 years. It's been a big divide when before they used to share a lot of things in common. So as
That's
of recently, that
interesting.
survey's changed. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and it's a
Yeah.
reoccurring one. But I get what you're saying.
That's
but in
crazy.
America, we have always, and I'm sure we'll also get back to that point where there's so many shared beliefs, but we're so divided when it comes to, like you were saying, like right and left, which doesn't make sense when we sort of think the same on a lot of topics.
Exactly. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's like a thing about confirmation bias, which can be applied to politics as well. But again, that's a reminder to always view both sides and not be an extremist in some sense.
Yeah, it's not worth it, and it also like is important like for things like politics to understand that propaganda exists on both sides. Like it's important, like to be unbiased is to not be naive, and I think that's the best way to approach things in all aspects of life. Like you can't think you know it all, and you can't think that you don't have any propaganda that's biasing you. You can't think that. Like you have to be willing to submit to the fact that all of us are human, and that we have that kind of bias in us, that we are in some essence, like the reason propaganda exists and things like that exist is because humans can fall to those things, you know? So you have to understand that as humans, that like you are suspectable, you know, what's the word?
Spectacle?
No, like you can
Spectacle? Fuck, now I'm like,
you know what
now
I'm
I'm
talking,
tripping.
right?
Yeah.
Suspectable,
Susceptible?
susceptible. You are susceptible. I'm an
Is that
immigrant.
right?
Yeah, that's the one. I know when it rings a bell. I can't say it myself, but I know when it's right.
I'm done.
Yeah, you are suspicious.
Changes to a
You
cinnamon.
are willing. You are.
I said cinnamon.
No, you didn't.
This is the anesthesia I'm blaming it on.
What's my excuse? Damn.
The
Yeah.
Vietnamese coffee, bro.
Jeez.
Jittering us too much.
Those things can affect you as well. So you can't think you're above all. Like you gotta understand, like, hey, if propaganda exists, that maybe, like, especially when you're starting to take biased viewpoints, you should step back and be like, yeah, maybe I've been affected by some kind of propaganda.
Exactly.
You know, like I need to look at all pictures. But yeah,
Yeah.
confirmation. What is it? Like confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias.
I feel like it exists in a lot of people. Everyone is victim to it, like me as well. I think it benefits the most when you don't have that in your relationships with people.
Yeah.
So like I think where we see it the most is in arguments with one another, right? Like I'm right because of this, but we never want to take that step back and be like, why do you think you're right?
Like, you
if
don't want
I-
to hear other people's opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder why, you know, I've always thought that that's unusual because like, I do it too. So when I say these things, I'm talking to myself,
Yeah.
but it's like when we argue with people, most of the time we're arguing with someone that we love, right? Like,
Yeah.
cause for me, like personally, I'm not going to argue with you if I don't care about you. Like you can say what you want and I'll be like, okay.
Literally,
Like,
yeah.
I only engage in discourse when I really care about the
Yeah.
person because I want to convince them of something. So it's so crazy because if we really care about someone on the other side of the conversation, how come we don't want to learn about their side? How come we're so quick to shut it off and be like, no, me, this is why I'm right. But it's like, if you really care about someone, I think it should be easy to be like, wait a minute, let me hear all of yours,
Yeah.
you know?
I agree.
And
I agree.
try to understand them, but it's hard. I guess emotions are strong. Like I've been there.
I think it's an ego thing too, because you don't want your ego to be hurt, you know?
Yeah, that ego's definitely a huge part
It's like
of it.
a defensive mechanism in some sense. You
Yeah.
know, like, no, I'm right. Like, I'm not dumb, you know?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I'm smart.
I'm smart.
Yeah.
I'm always right. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really good to hear both sides.
Yeah, facts. Absolutely.
I'm gonna see what other topics we have. Let's see. Oh my god, this thing. Try new things. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how many times, like, when you want to go out to a restaurant, you always go to the same, like, 3-4 restaurants, right? There's so many restaurants out there. but yet you choose to go to the same restaurant, order the same food when there's a full list of menus, you know? I want to challenge you guys. Every single time you feel like going out, go out to a new restaurant that you've never been to, try something, or if you go to the same restaurant, try something new off of the menu, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that is because we want to be safe. We want to be comfortable. We're you know,
it's a safe bet. You'll love the food.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, right? It's like I'm paying up my hard-earned money. I want something that I'm gonna enjoy. But what if you try something new and that's your new favorite? You know, what if you go to your new restaurant and that's your new restaurant?
I mean, that's how it starts, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like a place, and then a friend is like, nah, you got to try it. And I try it, and then I go to that place only for the next 2 months. It's like,
Literally.
how many places would I discover if I just went over and over again? Like, every time that I'm eating, I just go, let me try someplace new. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, like we're just like so used to being comfortable, and by doing this you're forcing yourself to be uncomfortable. And like, as you know from our previous podcast episodes, we're huge advocates of
Being uncomfortable.
being uncomfortable, putting yourself out there. So I feel like by doing these little tiny things, you will be more like open to being able to take risks in life and take that risk in maybe business, personal life, relationship, and so on. It's
Right.
the little baby things, the little baby steps. So
I love that.
start off with the restaurants, start off with the food places, you know, and then later on you're gonna see it's really changing your mindset in some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend. This is specifically about the restaurants, but dude, like sometimes people say things to me and they stick for like years, and I don't know why. Well, my guy friend, his name is Jack. He told me this like a long time ago, like when I was in, I think, college, first year. We went to a restaurant, we went to eat together, and I am this type of person at a restaurant. Look, I am not really picky with foods, but I'm a rearranger. Like, I would look at something on the menu, and my mind immediately goes, how can I modify this to be something that I know that I'm gonna love, like, completely? So, like, for example, like, I'll go to, let's say I'm ordering a pizza at California Pizza Kitchen. I'll just be like, okay, what toppings am I going to add to this pizza that they have to make it something that I know that I'm going to like? And I went with him. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but I do it a lot, low-key. Like, I love mushrooms, so I'm going to add mushrooms. I love pepperoni, so I'm going to do this. And I went with him, and he's a big cook. Like, he loves to cook. And he would just order this, like, extravagant, like, meal. I'm talking, like, thousands of toppings, and just ordered it as is. And, like, didn't take anything out. And he's like, I've never tried this before, so I'm so excited. And I was like, just like that, like I cracked the joke. I was like, because for me, like I would be like, I don't really like broccoli too much, so I'm gonna take it out and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, because I feel like the way that it's put on the menu is the way the chef intended it to taste.
Oh.
And then when you take something off, it's not gonna taste like that meal was supposed to. And I was like, damn. And for some reason, that just stuck with me forever. Like, if I'm gonna try something new, like, who cares if the micro things I don't like? Because, like, unless I'm allergic to it, that's a different story. But for example, when we went to that wedding we went to for Africa and Booty Kings, they brought a salad with pistachios, I think it was, or nuts. I hate nuts in my salad. Or so I thought. Like, for me, nuts, if I see nuts on the salad, I'm taking it off. But I loved that salad. So it's like, it's interesting to think, like, his perspective really changed my life, like, low-key, and it's just about food, but it was like the chef is making it with everything that they think that tastes good, so why remove that touch? So now a lot of the time, unless it's something that I know, like, the taste overpowers for me and I won't like it, I'm taking it as it is. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
Me too. I don't
That
know what
changed
it
my
is.
life.
Yeah, and it's so simple. He said that to me like years ago, and every time I see a menu, his voice is in the back of my head, and I'm just like, I gotta take it as it is. And that's you know how you're saying you start off with trying restaurants, and then that'll eventually adopt that mindset somewhere else. I think that this is one of those things as well. Like, accept things as they are sometimes. Like, I like to be in control of things. My biggest fear is handing over control. That's why I have a hard time choosing an editor. And I don't choose an editor because I'm just like, what if they don't make it exactly like I want it to be, you know? And I think something really important in life, which is also a mindset kind of thing that can come from, like, even like something as little as this, is to submit. Like, it's okay to not always be in control. Like, yes, you direct. Okay,
what were we talking about? We were talking about
the food and not changing it up.
Oh,
And-
yeah, your friend Jack.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly where I left off. The thing died, the battery died. But I was basically saying, like, it starts as little as that, as, like, it's a really small, like it's symbolic almost, like accept the menu item as it is, but it can translate to just, for example, for people like me who don't like to hand over control, to just sometimes you have to let go of control and just believe that things are just the way that they are and just the way that they're supposed to be. And that could be with things in your life that are happening, or that could even be with people. Like sometimes I feel like a lot of the time, like we can attempt to change people in our lives to better suit us, maybe not directly, but you might like always want people to be a certain way that suits you. For example, for like me, like I require a different amount of like quality time than most people. So I might like a lot of the time think like, oh, I wish people didn't understood where I'm coming from, but it's like, how about I also just accept people as they are? You know what I'm saying? Like just to submit that power of always like tweaking things to be perfect for you and just letting things exist, I think is a really good mindset to have.
Agreed. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And you know what? Adding on to what you said in regards to like accepting other people into your life, I think we just want everything to be perfect. But again, like if you do everything by yourself and doing it, just alone, you're never going to get that far, No,
you need
a team. You need to accept help. Mm-hmm. And when you realize and get to the point where you are allowing help to, be reached by you, like for you and stuff like that, you're going to realize how quickly your life is going to change, You can't always be like, no, it's my way or the highway. They're going to ruin it. They don't know my vision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to go far. You're always going to be in some sense in the same place. If you accept the help, you will elevate.
100%.
So don't be afraid. And you know what? I'm saying this, but I'm also talking to myself.
I know you are.
Because I do not like asking for help.
Me either.
Like I'm so bad with asking for help and like in some sense being vulnerable in some sense, but again I'm also
it's submitting the power. You can't submit. It's hard.
I'm like I want to be in control. I want to be in power. I'm a perfectionist. It's like it's my vision. Like you're not going to understand what I want, but again it's like, okay, so what if it's not exactly what I want, but they're going to help me and this task will get done. If it's only me, it's not going to get done because I have a billion other things to do, And
also the flaw of being a perfectionist, like I know you can relate to this. Like you guys you have to like look at it from this viewpoint. If you're just like us and you're a perfectionist, nothing can be perfect. So when you're striving for perfect, you're striving forever. Like you will keep going and keep going because something can always be better. You've got to just submit sometimes and just say, maybe it's not perfect, but it's damn close, and that's as close as it's gonna get. It's almost like if I keep it's our physiques are very good examples, right? Like what happens when you start working on your physique and you have a desired physique? It's never gonna get there. Mm-hmm. Has anyone ever just woken up and be like, I'm here? I really doubt it. Like yes, some days you absolutely love your body, but when you become obsessed with a perfect physique which doesn't exist,
you're gonna be miserable.
You're gonna be miserable because as soon as you get to that perfect physique, that old you would have saw and been like, damn, this is everything. New you has changed while you're even chasing that physique. So when you get there, you're like, nope, my shoulders aren't good enough, my waist isn't good enough. And just like that with the project, like old you is like, I would be happy with outcome A. Outcome A literally comes, but now you're a little bit different than you were at the start of the project. So now you're like, I want outcome B actually.
Literally.
A can be a little better. We're changing as we chase perfection. So it's like your idea of perfection changes. It's so toxic. It's so toxic. Like things aren't perfect, but that's because life isn't. Like, And I think like as a perfectionist to even hear like things aren't going to be perfect, like I say it and my mind is like, but I want them to be perfect. But it's like they can't be. And you have to accept that. You have to accept that things are just it. Things are just exist as they are.
You know what? Just know, okay? Perfect doesn't exist. Perfect is impossible. There's no such thing as perfect.
Yeah, because our minds have too many opinions. Like you need a neutral, no emotion mindset to reach perfection.
Yeah.
Because as long as like we're human and we have emotions, like nothing's ever going to be perfect for us in our eyes.
Exactly. Just be satisfied with it. If you hit the satisfaction thing, like, okay, this is good. That's good. You know? Because it's not going to be perfect. So just be like, okay, this will go.
And
know?
then turn over to the next project.
Next project, exactly.
That's
'Cause
what I've decided to start doing, and it works.
literally
Just cut it short and just be like, whatever. I'm not even gonna look at it anymore. Like as a perfectionist, sometimes you have to be like, I'm pushing it aside. It's good.
Yeah.
Like, out of sight, out of mind.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you're chasing perfect, you're gonna become a procrastinator.
Oh my God, yes.
Perfection leads to procrastination. Because you're never gonna find perfect, you know?
Yeah.
So don't chase perfect. Just chase like a middle ground. Like something that's like, okay, it's done. It's done. You
Yeah.
know? Like it doesn't need to be like polished. It just has to be done.
Like for example, like let's talk about furniture.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have this.
Oh yeah. Let's talk
what
about
is
it.
the word of it is like, what is it? Decision making, like paralysis. I think we've talked about this before. Like
Indecisiveness, literally.
because of our perfectionist, like addiction to chasing exactly what we want. Like I take so long to make decisions. And for example, like my furniture, like I knew I wanted a TV stand, and I literally like every night before I would lay in bed at 10 p.m. and I go, okay, so now let me use my nighttime to look on my phone and look for a TV stand. And I would look for like 4 hours. And it would be like 2 a.m. and I'd be like, I'm just going to sleep. And I did this repeat so many nights, so many tabs, so many bookmarks. Like I got lost in my screenshots. There's an album on my phone that's like potential TV stands, like all this stuff. For me in the end to just be like, dude, like I'm done. I'm just ordering this one. It was the first one I saw. If I turn the camera on right now, you guys are gonna laugh. You guys are gonna laugh at how simple this TV stand is. You're telling me months of research for this, like, and it's perfect.
It is perfect. It's literally like it fits your place so well.
And it only happened because I said, done, I'm done. And I just ordered it. And now I'm on that ish. It was addictive, you guys. It was like, as a perfectionist, to do that and to release that pressure off my shoulders. Like every day I would wake up and be like, oh, good morning. I'd be like, my TV stand. Like, I need to get a fucking TV stand. It was weighing on me so bad. I would walk out in my living room empty. I was so pissed. Like it was this burden. The relief of just buying a TV stand. I know it sounds so dumb, but that relief, it's like I lost like 60 pounds of stress. And it was so easy.
All because of a TV stand.
Dude, it was so easy. Like so easy. And I'm telling you, as a perfectionist, I thought I would never get to this point, but I'm addicted. Like I'm addicted. Like I used to read Amazon like reviews for hours. Like
That's me right now.
No, dude.
And it messed me up.
It messes you up. Like, oh my God, if I have to choose, that's why I hate when people are like, no, you choose for a food place, because I can't choose. Like, I will sit there on Google, Yelp review, looking images, like, I'll press 1 star on purpose to see what the people with 1 stars had to say. Like, it is bad. So, but now, like, I'm not fully healed. But now, like, when I want to do something, a lot of the times I'll catch myself almost entering that. I'm like, just cut it. Like, I'll be on Amazon about to read my 16th review. I'm like, I'm ordering. And I'll just click it. And that relief it's a high. It's addictive. Like, if you guys try it, if you feel what I feel, one day when you can't make that decision, just be like, I'm doing the first one. And the time that you save is unexplainable. Like, it's healing.
Literally. You know what? I am you.
Yeah.
I am you. Let me tell you how my decision messed me up. Okay, first of all, I have my place not furnished at all.
Yeah, well, I feel
Nothing.
you. You don't even have to. I feel you.
Like, bro, it's embarrassing,
Yeah.
okay? I was like, I want to get the perfect couch, okay? And I'm like,
the perfect couch doesn't exist. I felt like this for years.
Tell me why, okay? I get the couch. Okay, first of all, Amazon does not sell good couches, okay? So this is the only couch which had reviews. Other ones didn't even have a review. 9 reviews. Okay, I was like, okay, I'm stuck with it. I gotta go forward,
She
right?
read all 9 for sure.
All 9, okay? I did read all 9. And I'm like, okay, first of all, the couch looks amazing, right? I look at the, like, reviews. People have pictures on there, and the couch doesn't look like the couch that's listed online, right? But then again, I'm like, sometimes Amazon reviews, it's like, it's the company, and then the company sells a bunch of things, and it's like, everyone's like reviews on all the things.
Exactly for
Yeah.
that item.
So I was like, okay, like, I don't know, like, maybe it's like that. Anyways, order the couch, okay? Couch comes. This is one of the shittiest couches I've ever fucking seen. Like, literally, bro, it's this size. Tiny as fuck. Material is garbage. it's not even the couch that's listed online. Like, I got couch fish to the max, bro. And it's missing a piece. And I have to assemble it. And it came in a huge box. I'm like, okay, great. Like, now I'm stuck with this couch. And mind you, I missed the deadline to return it. Now I'm literally stuck with this shitty ass couch. And it costed me $800, which is, I thought I was getting a deal. And then everyone's like, you are ripped off. That's expensive for a couch. Especially
really
this
is.
type of couch.
It really
I'm
is.
like, bro, what? And that was, I'm stupid, bro. I went couch shopping in Persian. And I saw the cutest freaking couches.
For like 700, 800. Yeah.
No, like a grand or something.
Yeah, but that's like $200
But it was
off.
good
Yeah.
material. But I was like, no, Amazon. I trust Amazon. And I got screwed over. And I read reviews, but I still got
It's sort
screwed
of
over.
really sad that you missed your return date. I'm not
I
even gonna lie. That's like
know.
super sad. But Facebook Marketplace, you're never gonna get your full price back, and it's missing a piece.
And it's missing a piece.
Yeah, it's over.
Ew, and I have to put in boxes and stuff. I'm just stuck with a couch. I'm just gonna set it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry every single morning. I wake up and go to my living room.
Stop.
It's so fucking ugly. I fucking hate that couch. I'm so pissed.
She has like a vendetta against this couch.
Listen to me.
She's gonna wake up every morning, walk into her living room like,
Fuck this couch.
the couch is like side-eyeing her all day.
No, you know what? I'm pissed. I spent so much money in my freaking kitchen because I'm like, you know what? My place, I'm making it the dream place, right?
Uh-huh.
I literally dropped bags on my kitchen, appliances, everything. Kitchen's perfect. I'm really satisfied with my kitchen. But then I was like, living room is the most important part. So I was like, I have to make the perfect space. Perfect living room. It's in my head. I gotta make it a reality. The couch messed everything up.
Maybe you can like. So okay, maybe couches. Ooh.
You know what? If you put me in a boxing ring with this couch, I'm going ham.
I can tell.
I'm going ham.
You can like re-material it,
No, bro, why?
so you're happier.
You know what? I think I'd be happy if I just gave this couch to a family that needs a couch.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna just donate it.
yeah. Donate it and
Yeah.
then just go to like in person, please.
Oh no, I learned my lesson. No more online shopping for furnitures.
I bought this one off a magazine though. Like I went to a furniture store and I just looked at a magazine. So I'm glad that I didn't get couch fish.
I like
couch
this couch. You have a really nice couch.
Dude, the thing is like this is wild. When I was in my old apartment, that like brought me to depression. Again, I looked at everything that I had and I was like, hate this table, hate this couch. In my mind, I was gonna come and refurnish everything, but I put them in a space that I'm happier in, and I love my furniture. And I thought this was the ugliest couch, but it's cute.
It's a cute couch.
It's
love
like
this couch.
modern-ish.
And it's good quality.
Yeah, I thought this table was ugly.
And it goes like this.
Yeah, it
Like,
pulls
this is
out.
Good couch.
Yeah, and I was this close to tossing it away because of how miserable I was. That's how crazy that your let's wait.
Mentality can
Yeah.
impact.
Your perspective. Like I was sad, I was anxious, and I was like literally depressed that everything around me was ugly. I thought I looked ugly, my furniture was disgusting, and I come into this place and I'm like, damn, it's sort of cute, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing changes, it's just your mindset. It's
Literally.
so stupid.
Your entire life is your mindset.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even kidding. Like once you learn how to conquer and trick your mind, bro, your entire life changes.
Yeah, our minds are dumb. Like, okay, our minds are
Dumb?
so smart.
It's easy to
Manipulate your mind.
manipulate it. Yeah.
100%. And once you take advantage of that, okay, you got to think about it this way. Like media, everything is designed in this world to manipulate your mind, to get you to buy
Exactly.
something. So if they can do it, if all these big news sources, all these big media sources can manipulate your mind to get you to do what they want you to do, use that power to your advantage. Like you rewire your own mind. You manipulate your mind to do everything that's good for you every single day. You get what I'm saying? Like we're sponges, and the more you come in control of those things, the less outer things influence you, and the more like you have complete control of your life, the way that you view it, the things that you do. Like it's game changer. It's game changer.
100%. And you know what? Talking about manipulating your mind, not gonna lie. I definitely did. I was kind of in a dark place, like mentally. And I was like, I'm going to change my routine, like 100%. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I need a new life. I need a new start. Bro, I changed my, like, routine. First of all, this led to it. Like my charger broke, like it exploded on me. So I was forced.
I saw this story.
Right?
Yeah.
I was forced to charge my phone in my living room. Right. So because I was forced to not be on my phone when I go to bed and not be on my phone when I wake up, bro, that changed the fucking game for me. Like, as much as I love social media, I do not like spending time on social media, and especially as a content creator, like, and just anyone who uses social media, like, it could be so harmful to your mental health in some senses. And I just like started becoming really insecure in like who I was, and I felt like I was just becoming a very unhappy person. Like, it was harder for me to smile in some sense. And like, I'm a smiley person. So I was like, this is weird. This is odd. So I knew the root of my problem was social media. And the fact that I wasn't allowed to like scroll my phone in the most important times of your entire day. The second you wake up, the second you go to sleep. Because like that like wires your brain in some sense.
Yeah.
Best thing ever. Best thing ever. First of all, wake up in the mornings and I'm happier. I'm more productive. Like, I get shit done. And because I'm not on my phone, in the beginning of the day and the end of the night, my overall screen time, like throughout the day, is super low.
Yeah.
Super low. I had averaged like 7-8 hours screen time, which is horrible. But again, it was like work related in some sense. But now it's like I get all my work done in like 3 hours in a day. So it's really good. So like I really, really, really do believe that you should not have your phone near you at all. Like, keep that shit in the living room, far away from your bed. And like, that's how easy it is to manipulate your brain. Like, just a little tiny tweak.
Isn't it crazy that it's literally an addiction for us? Like, to wake up in the morning and just touch our phone. Like, it's wild. It's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. Like, I wake up and I touch my phone, which is also like, you know what else helps something like that? Like, I sort of really want to get on that grind, like to put my phone like somewhere else.
You have to force yourself. Put your charger over there.
Yeah. Like, it has to be out of sight.
Yeah.
Really. Like, if anything, it's like, if you want to get up, you have to literally get up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you buy a separate alarm clock.
Yes.
Like, OG. Like, tap the top of it to shut it up.
Yeah, throw it across the room.
Yeah, like literally. I love that though. I really do think like I've heard that from so many people that like to disconnect from electronics right before bed and in the morning is one of the best things that you can do for yourself.
What, like literally the best thing. Like, I really truly like advocate with that message. Like, do it, bro, do it. Like, it's gonna change your life. Like, do it. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm really gonna try it. I used to like meditate in the morning first thing. And I definitely think that I always end my day with my phone. I've never disconnected with my phone not next to me at nighttime. Like, so that's gonna be a first for me. Like, cause I literally get in bed and then I put myself to sleep with things on my phone. Like, I'll watch something, go through my emails, close out my emails, and then like it's an addiction. Like, it's crazy.
And you know what? It's bad for you. You know why? Because like, you are not alone with your head, with your thoughts.
Ever. That's why meditation is dope, though.
Exactly. Why people are recommending meditation and journaling and stuff like that. Because in this generation, we are kids who grew up with social media, with phones. Like, that is our thing, our world. That's all we know. But the fact that you wake up in the morning and you literally just woke up and you're looking at something and you can't even think about your own thought, own mind,
Something's
just be
influencing
alone.
you.
Yeah, just being alone in your thoughts, that's really bad. But when you do not have that phone near you, you wake up and you have your thoughts. You know, you're not letting other information influence your thoughts. Let's say, for example, you wake up in the morning, right? You go on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and the first thing that you see is something really sad and depressing. That's going to set your mood and your intention for the day. You don't want some source or something like that like impacting and influencing you first thing in the morning or like right when you go to bed, you know?
Yeah.
So just be alone in your thoughts and let your thoughts and you influence and set your day instead of an outside source setting up your day. So I really do want all of you guys to like start not having your phone or any electronic laptop, iPad, none of that near you when you go to bed or when you wake up in the morning. Yeah.
No, dude, I never even thought about it that way. Like, you wake up in the morning and you are immediately being influenced by something else.
Yes.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Like, your brain is just automatically like, oh, that was so funny, ha ha ha. Like, it's like, what happened? Like, you literally went from dreamland to, oh my god, this video is so funny, this video is so sad. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like we do lose touch of our own thoughts and our own feelings and who we are a lot of the time, just because we don't spend a lot of time with ourselves alone.
Yeah.
Period. Like,
Yeah, and you're not living in the present. You know what? It's gonna suck when you're older and you're on your deathbed and you're like, damn, like what did I do with my life?
what did I do in my
Yeah.
20s, right?
Yeah, right? You're on what?
TikTok
all day? Like, nah, bro. Like, set a limit for yourself. Try a hobby. Do something different. Live in the present. Be alone. Like, when you're on social media, you're not living in the present. You're not living in reality, you know? So,
Yeah.
disconnect yourself. Period. Queen. King. Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very uncomfortable, too.
It is, because it's a habit and it's an
Yeah.
addiction. So it's like you're stopping something that you've done like literally since we were like 12, since like our phone was handed to us. Like
Yeah.
it was by our sides in the morning and at nighttime. Yeah, I don't know. It's trippy to think about that we're just on the repeat with our phones like all the time, you know?
Yeah.
First thing I definitely think like 30 minutes in the morning without your phone, it should not be hard, and it could literally change your life.
Like, you always want to grab it.
Yeah,
You're like, oh,
just-
let me just check.
I wake up and I'm just like,
You know what?
Especially when there's like notifications and stuff.
Exactly. But again, those notifications are going to be there like
In 30
10
minutes.
days. 10 days
But,
from
like,
now.
what the
30
heck?
minutes. Yeah.
Like,
Like, it's not going to run away, you know? But it's
Yeah.
like, I need to check. But it's like, no, you don't. No,
Yeah.
you don't. Let it be. Enjoy your day. Go hug your mom.
yeah,
You know?
stop.
Like,
That could make me cry. Go hug your mom, please.
yeah. Like, literally. Yeah. So, that is the most important thing, man, that I changed.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see a huge impact. It's been, what, like almost a month since I started like not having my phone near me.
Damn.
And it's like crazy, bro. Yeah.
Did you try meditation?
Okay, look, I do meditate,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't been meditating recently.
Okay, that's fair.
I've been journaling.
It's a process.
I've been journaling
Yeah?
instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know how like last time you put me on?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm journaling, bro.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I really do. I definitely want to get back into meditation though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like meditation is like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's boring. It's weird. And then all of a sudden, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a part of your life. All of a sudden, you're like a yogi. Like, it like all makes sense. Like, in the beginning, like, you do it, you're like, what? Like, it's okay. I just followed my breath for 10 minutes. Okay. And then afterwards, you're like, that was weird. Like, stupid. Like, boring. And then, like, slowly you reap its benefits that, like, have nothing to do with, like, the meditation in that moment exactly. You know? And then it makes sense.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Meditation is about nothing. Like being
Yeah.
present and just not doing anything, thinking and nothing. But why is that so hard for us?
Dude, it's because like I remember reading something about this. Because our minds, like, I think I've maybe mentioned this before in a podcast episode, but it's like if your mind was to be quiet, you'd be dead. Like, the human brain is designed just to be on 10 all the time. Like, to notice everything around you. It needs to know if you're in danger. It needs to know if there's something wrong with your body. Like, your mind needs to be like, oh my God, there's something in my neck. Oh my God, there's a pain in my, like, hamstring. Like, your mind is constantly worrying about your existence because that's what it was designed to do, right? So it's so hard for us just to take a moment. And that's why it's so easy to become very anxious people. Like, because our mind is like, and if you let those thoughts like manifest, like, and you build on them and add to them, it's easy to live in this constant state of overthinking, anxiousness, right? So when we take a moment just to sit with our thoughts and observe them and sort of like allow our thoughts to exist even outside of us, because our thoughts are not us. How many of you, like, intrusive thoughts are not you? Like, your brain will just think things because it was designed to think things. That has no relation to you.
From your environment.
Literally from your environment. So when you sit there for once and you allow those thoughts to exist and you're a bystander to the thoughts, it changes life. You disconnect from your brain that's on 100 all the time. Like, when you're meditating, it's you, and then you're just sort of like looking at your body and your thoughts, and your mind will say something and you'll be like, okay, so that's what I said then. You'll be like, okay, so that's how I'm breathing. Like, you're just observing, and then you realize that we are so different from our thoughts. Like, we are a completely different entity than our thoughts. Like,
You are not your thoughts, basically.
100%. Like, it comes and goes. Even when you're deciding, all right, I'm just gonna chill here and just watch, your thoughts are still going, but that's not you. Like if anything, like your thought comes and you're like, why did I just think that? You know what I'm saying? Like you start to realize these little habits, and your mind eventually tames through that process. So that's what's really cool, because it's like we're designed to be really hectic, but like to be present for once and to observe things that we never observe, like our thoughts and our breath. Eventually, like your mind shuts up a little bit. You're because we have some control, right? Like you can choose to think certain things, like the ones that are choiceful thoughts, like when you say things out loud, when you think about them. So when you learn that it's you and your thoughts as separate entities, you get more control over it. Like it's this power that's so cool that we have, you know?
Literally.
And then no, go ahead.
No, please.
No.
I can't talk now.
No, I'm done. Podcast is over.
No, you have to go.
No, deadass, I was gonna repeat.
What if you forget?
No, I already forgot.
This bitch. Anyways, I was gonna just give an example in regards to like what you said. I was listening to this podcast, and the guy said that his friend hates judging. So she's a judger. She judges everyone, but she hated that about herself. So she slowly trained her brain. Every single time she was starting to judge someone, she would think of something nice to say, you know? And that's how easy it is to manipulate your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, like she knew that she wasn't a judger, but her thoughts were judging, you know?
You see like how her thoughts were not her?
Yeah,
like she's literally
and she
judging.
hated it.
Yeah, she's literally judging someone at the same time saying, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't want to do
Your
this.
thoughts are just random
Yeah.
sometimes.
So basically, grab your fucking thoughts and twist that bitch around.
RKO that bitch.
RKO that bitch. You know, you are not who your thoughts are. You know,
No.
you could change it. You know, it's like view your thoughts in some sense as like another individual whispering in your ear. If you don't want that individual whispering in your ear, just simply tell them not to.
You can
Literally.
overpower it. You do have a
Overpower
voice
it.
in your mind. You do
Yeah.
have a voice, but not all your thoughts are you. So when your thought is like, today sucks, be like, shut up.
Yeah, literally, shut up. No, today's amazing. Look, the sun shining on my skin, you know?
Yeah.
That's how easy it is. Like
It is.
literally, it sounds so stupid. It sounds so dumb and simple, but literally that is it.
Yeah.
That is it.
And we work like little programs.
Yeah.
We really work like this, like conditioning. Like you say it enough, like intentionally. I'm not talking about these random passing thoughts that you don't identify with and you're like, that's not me. Like, I agree that those are not you. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that you intentionally set and intentionally say over and over again on a patterned like way will become you. And now your thoughts will reflect who you are. You get what I'm saying? It's like your thoughts exist and you exist, but you can rewire your thoughts. So as your thoughts might be saying something random now, but if you work on programming it a certain way, eventually your thoughts become a reflection of you. Like if you don't identify with them now, they eventually can, and then it's like you times two. You have two of you in you who are constantly thinking of the positive things, constantly looking at what you can do to improve. Like when you do that to yourself and your thoughts become like supplemental to your life rather than just like random burdens, and like of course there's always going to be like randomness to thoughts, but like there's an option of rewiring them to work in your favor.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it powerful, because your thoughts are on repeat. So it's like if you constantly have someone in your ear like sitting right next to you, like for example, think of like bullying, like when you were younger. Some people genuinely think negatively of themselves or think that they are not pretty or they are not worthy because for 4 years in middle school they heard one kid say it over and over again, like you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly. So think about if you could rewrite your thoughts that are going to be on repeat like a broken record anyway.
Lit.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, if you can rewire those thoughts that are going to be on repeat anyway to say the things you want them to say, you're going to get, like, a superpower. Like, imagine someone next to your ear all day telling you, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're doing everything correctly, you're doing everything to your best of your ability. Like, you're going to be superhuman, you know?
Exactly. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah. We have so many topics, guys. We get so excited. Toxicity of self-isolating too much. And you're reading a book in regards to 20s or the start of your life. But
yeah. Okay. Yeah, those two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I am a victim of
Me
self-isolating too much. No, it's bad, right? Like, we're bad with it.
We're horrible.
Yeah, but I like, at least I think the first step is awareness. I know that it's bad. Like, you want to talk about this a little bit? Like, I feel like I did a lot of talking.
No.
I want you to talk about it, and let me just marinate a little bit about this
No,
topic.
go, because like we're literally the same person. So
Yeah.
it's like when you're talking, it's like me talking, because like I feel like we are one.
Yeah, we really
Go,
are.
talk about it.
I feel like we isolate a lot. So I'm gonna speak for both of us when I say like we are grinders in a sense, and it doesn't mean like when I tell people like, oh, I would like to be working on myself all the time and I'd rather be alone just working on myself, people are just like, are you working 24 hours of your day? It's like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, the thing is for me, sometimes at the end of my day, to spend it alone literally doing nothing in my bed with my thoughts is self-improvement, you know, and I'd rather do those things. I'd rather just chill sometimes because it works in my favor in the long run than to occupy myself with company or things that to me in my mind is not beneficial in moving me forward, right?
Yes.
At least that's how I've wired myself to think. So I rather just constantly achieve and work towards goals that I have. And the thing is like with what we do, it's very easy to always be working because if it's nighttime and I have nothing to do, I can be literally like consuming content mathematically almost. Like I'm not just viewing the content, I'm thinking about like how can I rewire this to fit my content. Like you can be studying, you know what I'm saying? So there's always something that could be done. So I have gotten to, and I've always been like this. I think it started with me just being in high school and waking up super early to go to the gym, going to school, and then doing lots of homework and working on a team, like a sports team, that I just don't know what a life outside of like working on myself looks like.
Yeah.
It's become an addiction almost to like wake up and want to always do things for myself. And because of that, like I've fallen into this personality where it's like I don't value quality time with people as much as other people do in my life. Like I can go months, I'm talking months, without seeing someone and literally without even texting them. Like if I don't have a reason to text you, like something specific happens that reminds me of you or something specific happens that I want to tell you about, I could easily miss you. I can easily love you. Like literally, like you could cross my mind and I could literally be like, damn, I sort of miss her. I sort of miss him. But for some reason, there's no innate desire to talk to this person or to see them. Like I don't care to. And it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It doesn't mean that I don't miss them. I could quite literally desire to hear from them, but for some reason, like I'm just like, oh, it'd be so cool to have them around. Like, oh, I miss them, all those good memories. But then I'm like, okay, back to what I was doing. Like that doesn't satisfy me. I've like created this life where I feel like the only kind of satisfaction I get is when I move forward in something that I'm working on. So I think there's an important thing for balance though, because I can see how that's toxic. And I know that a lot of people talk about this proudly, and I used to say like I'm a grinder. Like I love what I do so much, and I love the things working on myself so much that I can do it all day and be fine by myself and not need anyone, not talk to anyone. And I get that and I respect that. But too much of anything is an extreme. And
Yes.
I think that there's a reason that we're like this, and it could be because of something that's happened in our past that makes us want to isolate. Like I don't know what the reason is. Unfortunately, I'm not a therapist. But like I know that it's not the best thing in the world. And for me, for example, like I've lost people in my life because of this. And people that I love, like I don't have a lot of people that are really close to me. Like I feel like I have a lot of people that would say like, yeah, I'm Audif's friend, and I have a lot of people that I would call friends, but I don't have a lot of people that are close to me. Like a lot of people that know things about me, know what I've been through, know my goods, my bads, like all my stories. And like naturally, it's always been the people who have been in my life the longest, because eventually I've been more vulnerable with them. And I've lost two of them recently, like two of them, like who were just sort of like, dude, it's like I'm not important to you. Because my idea of someone being important to me isn't constant communication, isn't seeing them, isn't telling them what's going on in my life, because I've been so naturally independent and isolated for so long that I don't realize that that's important for relationships. That like human beings like love that way. Like someone knows that they're important to you when you tell them what's going on in your life, the good, the bad, when you want to see them, when you want to talk to them. And for me, like I used to be like, that doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter to me, it shouldn't matter to you. If I tell you that I love you, it's okay if I don't talk to you for 6 months. It still means I love you. But that's wrong. Like, we can't think like that.
Exactly.
Like, how is someone supposed to know I care about them? You know, like, I think it's so easy to get caught in this toxic cycle of self-improvement and it turns into extreme loneliness. And humans were not designed to be alone. Like, we were not. Like, animals work in packs. you know, and we're an animal that has like a level of consciousness that other animals don't have. Like we can communicate like other animals can't. And you're telling me I choose zero communication? Me? That's bad. Like,
Bro, we'd be
we
like,
have like a superpower. Like we can speak, we can think things that like other animals can't. Other animals think like, like that's as far as their thoughts go, and I'm over here thinking like crazy thoughts, and I'm not even talking or sharing them with anyone. Like we're literally like superheroes because of this part of ourselves, and me and you choose to just
no.
be by ourselves. Like what the hell?
You know what? And the crazy thing is that like we do want to communicate, but we've been self-isolating ourselves for such a long time because of the hustle lifestyle that we are in and like the grinding lifestyle that we're in, that in some sense this thing that is so natural to us soon became very unnatural to us.
It's awkward,
you know?
almost to like
It's
want to
awkward.
randomly text someone and tell them about something that happened in my day. I'm just like,
you know what, like this is a huge toxic trait of mine, and my friends know this about me too. I cannot text someone and be like, hey, want to hang out? Like I don't know, I used to, but I don't know, I feel like literally when I was in college and all my friends left and I was alone and I had to be alone, and I was in this like the pre-med courses that we were taking, like the crazy hours, just that you were alone and you had to hustle alone. Like that like kind of really messed us up in some sense.
yeah.
Because then it's like we didn't have the opportunity to communicate with others in some sense.
Yeah.
So we slowly forgot about it. And like the toxic trait about
Now
me is
we don't
I will not
desire
text.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will not reach out to you and say I want to hang out. But if you reach out to me asking to hang out, I will want to hang out with you. Like I'm waiting for you to text me so we could hang out together. But why is it so hard for me to be like, oh my God, I really want to hang out with this person. Let me see what they're doing today. Like
Yeah.
what? Why am I like that?
I don't
But
know.
no, I've realized it. I'm aware of it. My friends know it to me. Like I've told them that like it's just something that I'm working on, and I'm changing it. I'm texting people. I'm like, hey, I want to hang out with you today. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not gonna
And-
lie, I struggle hell like
And I'm dragging you into this.
yeah.
I'm on your ass.
I be telling people who matter to me, like I'm just like, please insert yourself onto me,
Literally,
because I'm gonna
yeah.
like the difference I think a little bit between you and I like I relate to you completely, is for me is like I don't want to see you. But I like listen.
This literally said, I don't want you to hang out with me.
No, listen, but once I
Alright.
see you, I love it. So that's my issue. I like it. I really, really like it. But that innate desire isn't there. So like if you give me the option to say no, I'm gonna say no. Like that's how bad I am. Like I would rather be alone.
So
Like
if I want to hang out with you, I have to be like, Arav, I'm coming over.
I'm coming over, yeah. And like I have to, I'm probably gonna be like, well, maybe I need to, and you're gonna be like, no! No, I won't do that.
I'm coming over.
Especially since we have the conversation, I wouldn't do that. But it's very common for me. Okay, it's very common for me to literally like, if you like, I will bail probably 1,000 times with people before I actually see them, just because like when the time comes, I'm like, not bail as in like last minute. I wouldn't do that unless something. Of course, that happens to everyone where like something comes up, like I literally have to do something. But other than that, it's like if you give me the option to, like I would rather not see the person. Isn't that weird? Like I'm not. This is not healthy, but this is definitely how I am, and that's why I'm losing friendships. Like that's awful. You know, because people are just like, what? Like you don't exist in my life. I don't exist in people's lives. I'm like a bystander.
That's not good.
That's not good. And I know that this is something that I need to work on, but it's hard. It's the hardest thing ever for me. Like for me, I feel like it's been so easy for me to like be like to be disciplined. Like I need to do this, so I'm gonna do it. But this kind of discipline is hard. Like for some reason I don't get satisfaction from like seeing people as often. Like it's weird though, because in the moment I do. So like when I see someone, I have a really good time with them, but then once I leave, I'm just like, oh, thank God. Not like thank God they're gone, but like something happens the next day where I'm like where I work towards something and I'm like, oh, thank God, like this brings me so much happiness. This grind, this whatever I'm doing, like being in the gym, working on something that I need to work on, like it brings me so much satisfaction. It's almost like an addiction. It's like I have an addiction of wanting to. It's okay. I want to give you an example. I used to do this in college. In college, like if I had to study, right? Okay, because of course we would have like rigorous hours of studying, right? Like sometimes I would spend like 13 hours a day studying, like straight studying, right? I could study for like 10 hours, and then if there was a party at nighttime, instead of just going to that party because I already did 10 hours of studying, and probably my last 4 hours was not going to be good studying anyway. I would prefer to sit in front of my textbook for 4 hours and do like half-ass studying and only actually study for like 1.5 hours than to be at the party, because I would be at the party and be like, fuck, like why am I here?
I
Like,
should be studying.
I should be studying, yeah, but I have more comfort in just sitting in front of my book, and they're not even studying perfectly for 4 hours. It could be I'm studying like almost the equivalent of 1.5 hours, than to go to a party. I don't know, for 3 hours, like I could do both if I wanted to, right? But the fact that I'm not in a position to be working on something it makes me uncomfortable.
I feel that. I literally do. I'm literally the same way.
It's a really weird thing. Like, I don't know why I'm like this, but I know that it's toxic, and I know that human connections matter, and I know that everything that you do, it's more power in 2s, in 3s, in 4s. Like we were talking about this earlier. Like it's what's a part of being human, and if I don't learn how to change that, I can very easily lose everyone who's valuable to me, you know. And because that's not how you show somebody that you love them. Like, I think it's so easy to get caught up in your own life, like, this is how I love, this is how I like to be loved, this is how I like to love, so other people need to understand that. But there needs to be a middle ground. There needs to be like, okay, I love like this and you love like this, so how do I meet you in the middle? Like, if you really value someone, you have to change some things about yourself, like, to make them feel loved, you know. Because it's like, I can see why people in my life don't feel valued, because I would rather spend time with myself 100% of the time than I would with them. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And the first step to changing that is self-awareness,
Which is here.
So yay.
Yeah.
But again, if you think about it, in some sense, that kind of relates to our first topic about confirmation bias,
Yeah.
right?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And another thing, which goes to another topic that we're talking about, it's like I read this book that was basically like things that we need to stop believing to be true when they're not true. And it was like that the 20s are the start of your life. Like, some of us are not going to live past 30. Some of us are not going to live past 40. Some of us are not going to live past 26. So we spend all of our 20s thinking like, this is the beginning of my life. Like, this is where I have to work really hard so that I can enjoy my 30s, so that I can enjoy my 40s. Like, it's like, what if you don't live to see 30 and 40? Are you going to be happy with the way that your 20s went? So that's why, like, balance is important. Like, I love the grind. Like, I'm telling you, like, that's a part of who I am. Like, I love to grind. But it's like, you've got to be able to grind and live at the same time. Like, if you were to die right now, are you going to be the happiest that you had X amount of money in your bank account, or are you going to be the happiest if you could reflect back on memories that you made, like laughing with your friends, hugging your friends, being with your friends, doing things you've never done before, seeing sights you've never seen before, you know? Mm-hmm. I think it's important to live every single day with balance, and think, if this was my last day, I'd be happy with a 60% grind, 70% grind, but 30% memories. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you never know when your life's going to be cut short. Like, okay, and forget your own life. You never know when someone else's life is going to be cut short. So imagine, like, I spent all this time isolating, and then, I don't even want to say it, but, like, God forbid, imagine, like, people who are begging to spend time with me, and then all of a sudden they don't exist tomorrow. Yeah. And that's when I'm going to be like, I made the biggest mistake of my life. Exactly. You know, because, like, time is more valuable than anything. Exactly. And we got to use our time like our 20s and our days, like, they're our last. Like, low-key, like, you can work and you can enjoy your life at the same time. Like, the hustle doesn't mean a lonely road. Yes, it's lonely. Like, I get what you're saying, but, like, I feel like we say lonely and isolation like they're the same thing. It's not. The hustle and the grind is a lonely road. Like, not many people want to work really hard all the time, so it's going to be lonely. But if you're alone, you're doing something wrong, I think. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. Like me, like, I shouldn't be alone all the time.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
It's not good. And you know what? Sometimes, well, actually, no, all the time. If I'm really focused on a goal and I'm home, like, doing my thing, not going out, not enjoying my time, I feel like I don't work as hard or as meaningful as I'm supposed to do. But let's say I'm working on that goal, but I decide to go out maybe twice this week. I come back refreshed in some sense. Yeah. And more like awake to finish and complete my task. And not going to lie, I feel like it gives me energy in some sense, you know? It like, I know we're like, I feel like I'm an introverted extrovert because I do love being around people. But again, when I look, it's the brain fog coming into my head again, the anesthesia.
Yeah, you're all good.
Bro, I didn't know the side effects were this bad. Holy shit. But again, I feel like, give me a second.
Yeah, you're good. I can cut this out. You're chilling, so take your time.
But you know what I mean. Basically, like sometimes when you go out and enjoy your life, you feel more energy in
Like you're
regards to
happier.
finishing your tasks.
Mhm.
You know, because it's like a wake up call in some sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys should try it if you guys are also self-isolating. Maybe go out, try it out, go out this week and see how it changes you, how it makes you more awake, how it gives you the energy to complete your task maybe faster than as if you were isolating yourself the entire week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make people in your life feel like they're valuable to you, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
the more you isolate, the more people are gonna be like, damn, she doesn't even care about me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a self-reflection of that. Like, people like I actually love think I don't care about them.
Exactly.
Which is nuts because of the way that I've acted. So if you make sure people in your life feel like you value them, and you spend time with them, I'm sure that's going to be rewarding in the way that you're saying. Like, I can imagine, like, you spend more time with people that you love and it radiates, right? Like, you come home, you're like, I'm excited to work.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So-
like a break from work in some
Yeah.
sense. You need that break. You need that energy to get back to work, you know?
Yeah.
So please do it. If you're listening to this, also add this into your routine, you know? Like stop isolating yourself. If you're like me and Ara, you know? Go out. Please socialize. We're social animals. We will always be social animals. No one in this world likes to be alone all the time. If they are, there's probably something wrong with them.
Yeah,
honestly.
if it's
I'm
too
not even
extreme,
kidding. If
there's
it's-
something wrong with
if
you.
If it's an extremity, there's something wrong with you.
There is.
Yeah.
There's
'cause
something wrong with me.
We're not, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, same with me. So you need to figure out that problem and get it solved because we humans are social beings. We need to be social in order to have a healthy life.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts, no printer. Lit. So you actually brought this up to me
Yeah.
during lunch. So you want to explain?
I want you to take us home.
No, you take us home.
No, you take us home, mamas.
No, you go.
No.
You're talking about the quarters.
Yeah, but I've been saying so much. I want you to say it. I want
No,
you-
but you're the one who brought it up. This is your topic. You're more wise in it than I am.
No, I'm not even wise. I literally saw one TikTok about it.
Okay, but like you saw the TikTok. I didn't see the TikTok.
I hate you.
Bro, I'm over here brain fogging every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. You're like bending over the mic
I'm like
for
buffering.
today. I actually feel bad.
It's okay. At least I wasn't awake during the removal. That would have pained me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather been anesthesia with side effects than
Literally.
like feel them like drilling into my mouth.
Yeah.
So I saw this TikTok that basically said you should view your day as quarters, like Q1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So I am a victim of this, that whenever I have a slow start to my day, again, I think it's just because of habits. Like I used to wake up super early, like I'm talking like 5 a.m. every day for like college. Not every day, but most days. And then like I would wake up at 5 a.m. for high school so that I could go to the gym before I started like my first period. So I've been like such a morning person for my entire life that if I wake up at like 8:30, 9:30, 10, like if I'm in the later of the mornings, I go, oh my God, it's over. Like that early productive start is gone. Like it's like my mind, like if I wake up late, it's so easy for me to feel like shit. Like it's so easy for me to feel like my day has started off on the worst foot possible. Everything's gonna be delayed, everything's gonna be slowed. But if you view your day as quarters, like there's so much time to get things done that if you wake, for example, if that perspective is true, which is not, if I wake up at 9 and I feel like my morning is gone and I'm all of this, like, okay, as soon as it hits noon, I hit second quarter. How am I going to start that second quarter is what matters, you know? How am I going to start quarter 2, 3, and 4? Because if I do 3 quarters successfully, 2 quarters successfully of my entire day, that is a hell of a productive day. That's like 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? 8 hours is a full work day. You get what I'm saying? So it's that kind of mindset and that perspective has really helped me, because even if, like, here's another way of looking at it, like if you are feeling really down, like if you are feeling really sad and you're, you know, like sometimes when I get in a really sad mood that I can tell is like making me unproductive and it's making me almost depressed, like when you just want to be like sit down and not to really do anything, a lot of the times I get in my head like, oh my God, like I'm going to sit here. I'm feeling like this again. I'm going to be so unproductive. I'm not going to do anything. It's going to be really hard for me to get going. But when you view things as quarters, you can think like, okay, I'm feeling really sad, and that's okay. I can be sad. I can sit and just be sad for a little bit, because in 2 hours from now, I'm in a completely new quarter. Like, sometimes it's okay to just let yourself be. Like, especially if you're feeling really sad and you need a moment, it's like, okay, like I'm gonna feel this sadness. I'm gonna connect with it. I'm gonna let it come, and I'm gonna let it go for this quarter. And then as soon as that next quarter comes in, you can just start doing things. Like, it's almost like, I think it works well for humans. It's that the new mindset, like why New Year's resolutions work, why Mondays work, why the first of the month work, is because when people think that like, okay, it's a refresh, and to view your day as 4 quarters makes that refresh happen multiple times in a day. And I feel it to be very motivating. Like, as someone who used to be like, oh, I can't wake up, like if I don't wake up at 7:30 my day is ruined. Like, now I'll just be like, okay, no big deal, that's just like 4 hours, literally 4 hours. But then as soon as it hits noon, I have a billion hours left. Like, when you start to view it in little splits, there's a huge push for productivity for me.
Exactly. Literally, like, you don't need a New Year's resolution to get your shit together. You have the day, you know? Like,
Yeah.
You have your first quarter. Maybe your second quarter starts at, like, 12. Like, 12 is a new start of the day.
It's like the New Year's.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the New Year's.
Yeah.
If you view it that way, you get shit done, you know? Yeah,
Yeah,
I really like that.
it makes me really productive to think of things in splits. Like, that's how my mind works. Like, if I'm doing tasks, I like to do a little bit of that task, and then a little bit of this task, and a little bit of that task. Like, I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the quarter system, like, really helps me. Like, it hits, I don't have specific times, but it's very easy to just quarterize your time that you're awake. Every time, like, I see, like, it's 3 p.m., I'm like, damn, I have so much time left. Before, I used to see 3 p.m. and be like, I screwed up. Like, if I didn't do X amount of things by 3 p.m., I feel like I have. But now it's like, I have so much more time, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Honestly, I feel like we covered so many good, like, mindset tips that have, like, changed our lives in some sense recently.
I agree.
So we really do hope that it kind of like elevates yours as well. And there's some good ones, you know, being uncomfortable and stuff like that. And yeah, so we hope that you take it and you run with it. And yeah.
We love you guys, and as always, we just wish like this episode benefits you in some way. Like, something comes out of it, something changes for you, something clicks, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. We just share these things to maybe like change your guys' months, to change your guys' years. Like, if something can benefit you here, then I think we've done what we wanted to do from this episode.
Exactly. And like, our main goal is like to make you feel like you're not alone. Like, we are human. Arv and I have so many imperfections. We're not perfect human beings. And if you relate, we love that. And if you're listening to this podcast, like while you're on the Stairmaster, treadmill, doing cardio, walking your dog, or doing any type of activity, like literally, like post a story, tag us. We will watch it. We will watch every single story.
We see all of it every time with Muscle Mommies.
Yeah, literally. When you guys mention Muscle Mommies, we're like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, please do. We will definitely see it. And if this podcast was helpful to you, please leave a review, good or bad. We don't mind, as long as
feedback is just good for us.
Yeah, feedback is
period.
really important for us. Yeah. And yeah, leave this, because these like platforms, they boost your like content and stuff when you leave like reviews. So like, this podcast might not reach a lot of people if it doesn't have like reviews and stuff. It's like really weird. So it will help us be seen more. And we really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much. We love you as always.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.